I'm Miriam,
And I'm Effie, and this is We the First,
where we're creating dialogue around our lives as first-generation Americans
and the journey to breaking generational curses and traditions.
So listen up,
and let's spark some conversation. On May 25th, 2020, 4 Minneapolis police officers murdered a 46-year-old black man by the name of George Floyd in response to a call about a counterfeit $20 bill. The horrific video of George Floyd being pinned down, suffocated, and murdered by the officers, specifically Derek Chauvin, on his neck for exactly 8 minutes and 46 seconds, with no remorse, sparked one of the biggest protests and riots in the history of civil and human rights against police brutality and the many other minority injustices here in America, including some of the other recent injustices that were put out in the media, such as the murders of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Rashard Brooks, and Elijah McClain. There are many more senseless murders of our black men and women that are constantly being swept under the rug with no consequences for their actions. This is how America treats us. They all don't get caught on camera or gain media coverage like these. So I wonder, are people really waking up to see the oppression and injustices that have been going on in our communities for so long? So we're here to spark the conversations about all of this.
There's a lot going on right now. First and foremost, I want to ask, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How are you dealing with everything right now?
I feel like everybody, like any minority universally, we all feel the same right now because a lot of us are feeling overwhelmed. A lot of us are, even places outside of United States are like feeling very overwhelmed about it, and they're speaking up about their injustices. And it's just a lot to handle. Like, it's so much stuff going on, especially during a pandemic. Like, people head is going berserk. It's really, really overwhelming. So prayer, like, that's all that can help us right now.
How are you
Keep
personally
fighting the
dealing
fight.
with it? How are you personally dealing with it?
um I don't know. Just keep doing what needs to be done, like, to make a change, like sign a
Well, I
petition.
mean, how are you dealing with it? How are you feeling inside?
So I'm hurt. I'm overwhelmed. Like, same, like, hurt and overwhelmed. And it's like, I'm scared. I'm scared for my brothers and my sisters, like, because it's as if the police are not even like flinching with
Mm,
us doing what we're doing. So I'm like really scared. Like, it's like they kind of got a little fire underneath, but so I'm just
yeah.
constantly on edge. Like, I've been on edge before with the black men that's in my life, but now it's like every 5 minutes, like, I'm calling, like, are you okay? Did you get home safely? Like, if you driving and I see a police behind, like, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, yo, be careful. Like, I'm holding my breath. I'm clenching my butt cheeks. Like, it's crazy. So, nah,
Please.
I'm dead serious. Like, I'm really, really
No,
scared. Like,
I get where you're coming from, and I feel like I'm also at that point where you're scared, and not only scared, you're frustrated, and on top of that, tired because it's just so much to deal with all at once, emotionally, mentally, it's just spiritually, it's all a lot to deal with. And I'm just tired of dealing with it. I'm tired of having to not only fight this and make it known, but I'm also frustrated that I have to we're still having to convince people almost, or explain to people why Black Lives Matter, why people are saying Black Lives Matter. And that's been the biggest frustration for me personally, having to still explain this, having to still drill this down people's throat that this matters.
right.
And
Yeah,
it's
it's ridiculous. It's really, really ridiculous how we gotta constantly explain something that's dead in front of y'all faces. Like it's like they literally turn, and I don't feel like they're oblivious to it. I mean, some may be oblivious to it because of the generational curse of racism in their families,
I
but
don't think
some of them
oblivious,
dead.
they're ignorant. They're not
Yeah,
oblivious,
but
they're
some of them
ignorant.
are dead, just like turning a blind eye to it,
Mhm.
and they just don't care because it doesn't affect them personally, and that we're the ones that are the minorities, and they can care less of whatever happens to us. So,
Yeah, and that's
and
what
then it's also like
I
it's
understand.
frustrating that you can see that the pain that we're going through, and that you can see that we're the ones that are under fire, not
Right.
you. Like we know you blood and flesh, and you breathe air like how we breathe air, and you're human like how I'm human. But do you know that
Exactly.
I'm human like you are human? Like, you don't know that. Like, so we gotta
Like,
remind y'all, because y'all
mhm.
don't know that we're human
Mhm.
just like you. Like,
And
because
we
we're treated like
deserve
animals.
the same things that everyone else deserves. And
Yeah.
I would have to say that's just been my biggest pain point, basically. I'm just tired. I'm scared. Um, 2020 has definitely exposed a lot. It's not like this stuff is
Mm-hmm.
new. It's just been exposed and it's been, it's boiling over basically. The pot is boiling over and you can't stop it at this point until
Right.
something
And look at our.
changes, until the heat changes. Until the
Right.
heat gets turned down. It's going to continue to
It's a
boil
lot.
over.
It's a lot to recover from. Like, it's just gonna be a lot to recover from like the pandemic, and from this whole civil rights issue and everything. Is 2021 is going to be the year of recovery, please. Like, for
Hopefully,
real.
let's hope that it's
Hopefully.
going to be a year of recovery.
God willingly, God
God
willingly.
willing. But I want to ask you something because I don't think we really had a chance to fully have this conversation. Um, and I wanted to get your opinion on your thoughts on the current events, the protest that's going on, um, along with, riots, and the quote unquote looting. Like, what are your feelings about these actions that's going on right now?
I mean, people are angry, so I understand. Like, I understand when it comes to the riots and the protests, because like, look what's happening to our brothers and sisters. Like, look what's
Mm-hmm.
happening to us. Like, as Black people, we know how powerful we are. We know how meaningful we are. Like,
Mm-hmm.
imagine, like, come on now, like, we angry, but when it comes to like the looting and stuff, like, I gotta separate that from the protests and the riots, because it's like they're not looting in the name of George Floyd. Like, they're
Yeah.
not looting for the injustices. A lot of people are out here looting just for their own personal benefit. Like, yeah, that might have sparked the injustices might have sparked the looting, but it got overboard to the point where it was no longer about any of the injustices that were happening. And then I also feel like with the riots, people started riots because it's like our peaceful protests are no longer being listened to. They're bringing the National Guard out to our peaceful protests. Like, so y'all gonna bring out the National Guard anyway, so we might as well riot. We might as well give y'all a reason to bring the National Guard out to show y'all how angry we truly are.
Yeah.
We need to, we had to riot in order to get their attention, because we've been peacefully protesting for years and years and years. Like, come on now, like,
Yeah.
that hasn't done anything. Like, it did a lot, but it hasn't really pulled their attention the way we needed it.
Yeah.
Like the riots got is getting us is we didn't get us to that point, but it's getting us to the point to where they're forced to give us that attention. Like,
Yeah. And
forced to
I
either
think,
act like they care or make changes.
no, I agree with that totally. And I think that the thing that frustrated me with that as well is like, um, they tried to and succeeded in some ways in diverting our attention to the looting and
Mm-hmm.
making us focus more so on the fact that, oh, look at these people, they're looting too, and they're starting fires too, and they're doing this. And then we started to divert our attention to that. Some of us started to divert our attention to that. And it's like, why are these people looting? And why is this happening? Instead of continuing to focus on why it started in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was like, that was something that I was like, okay, listen, I know these people are looting. I don't agree with all of it. I don't agree with how some people are just taking or being opportunists, but we still got to focus on the root of it. It would have never gotten to this point unless something had happened in the beginning.
Right.
And with the thing
And
that happened in the beginning is Derek Chauvin's knee and George Floyd's neck. And
mhm.
that's where we shouldn't have taken our sights off of.
Yeah, and then it also was bad too because right after Ahmaud Arbery, like that terrible video, that boy was fighting for his life with these regular behind people that were not police
Yep.
that wanted to do a quote unquote citizen's arrest, freaking harassed this boy, chased him down, and shot him dead. Like, come
Yeah.
on now. So
Yeah.
we were already angry about that in the media, having to see that in the media.
Yep.
After a lot of people see that every day in their communities, and then we have to go into seeing what this freaking police officer did to George Floyd. Like that
Mhm.
was a lot. And then
Yeah.
like and then it also hurt because it's like, why are y'all sitting there? I was getting frustrated watching the news because they're like, yeah, looting that's happening in the name of Black Lives Matter, trying to paint this Black Lives Matter movement to be such a bad thing.
Yes.
But it's like, why are we here in the first place? Like, this all could have been shut. This all could have been shut down if y'all would have just did what y'all was supposed to do, if justice was served in the beginning. We would
Yep.
not have been in this position if you, like, come on, a lot of people died since this happened. Since George Floyd died, a lot of people died because of what happened. Like, y'all could have saved so many other lives. Y'all could have saved so many other people from being incarcerated. Y'all could have saved so many of these buildings that y'all care so much about if y'all would have just charged these freaking officers, charged the people that freaking murdered Ahmaud Arbery, charged the murderers of Breonna Taylor. Like, we would not have been here. Like, what is that? Like
And
10
still be
people? If
here.
y'all would have just quote unquote sacrificed those 10 people, we would not be in this position. They love making examples out of our Black men to say this is what you don't do, and this is what you're supposed to do, and this is what you're not supposed to do. Why not make an example out of these police officers and say, okay, if you kill minorities, this is what's going to happen. That way we would not be in this place in the first place.
Yeah, and if we didn't even stand up and do the things that we needed to do to even get the officers involved in the George Floyd death, they probably wouldn't even be in the, they probably wouldn't have gotten arrested. That nothing probably could
Yeah,
have been
that's a
done.
fact. Ain't no,
So
it's not probably.
fact, fact. So like, no, seriously, because they're so busy thinking about the effects of the rioting and the protests and what's going on because of the protests. They're not thinking about the fact that if these protests and things didn't happen, these officers wouldn't have been rightfully convicted.
Mm-hmm. They wouldn't have been, they
Period.
wouldn't even paid any mind like to charge them if it wasn't for what we did. Like, that was their way of kind of trying to shut us up, because at the end of the day they let one of those officers out on bail. Like, he's chilling, he's living his life. Like, so they basically doing a lot of things to just basically, in a sense, please us, to get us to stop messing up their stuff. Like, but that's why I'm saying
It
the
shouldn't
riots were
have to be
meaningful.
like that. It
the
shouldn't
the
have to be
riots,
like that. It should
exactly, it
be.
shouldn't have to be like that. But it, like when they say two wrongs don't make it right, but in this instant, when we're Black, we have to get on their level. We have to do something to get their
Well,
attention
no,
in
I'm
order
saying
to.
when I say it shouldn't have to be like that, I'm saying it shouldn't have to take all of this energy from us
Right, right.
for to make you guys realize that that was wrong. There was no
Mm-hmm.
anybody that watched that video. I think you told me you didn't even you didn't even
I
try to watch the
can't.
video, and you
I
can't
can't
watch the
watch it.
video because you know, even without watching the video, you know the sensitivity and how like um how hard it is to just endure seeing what happened to George Floyd.
Right. I'm still traumatized from Philando Castillo's video. So
I'm
it's
traumatized
like,
from so many other videos. Like all of the
yeah,
videos that we've watched, it's like a documentary, like a documentary, documentary playing in our head. Like it's like, it's like a slideshow at this point.
yeah.
It's like you're
And
thinking about these people and
and imagine,
it's just
imagine the people in certain communities living that every day. Like, imagine, like, thank God I never had to witness that with my own two eyes. And the only time I ever seen these injustices were when it was put out in the media. Like, I've seen wrongfully like people wrongfully arrested in my communities, yeah. But I haven't seen police murder people with my own eyes and all that stuff. But there are people that see this, like,
mhm. Yeah,
there are people that
definitely.
see that with their eyes. So imagine how that goes back to like what I'm saying is I don't have a problem with these riots. Like I remember being young when Trayvon Martin had, I used to say like these riots were unnecessary. But now it's like, damn, people really living this every day. Like, and they see this every day. So this girl, I seen a video. Did you see the little girl? She was screaming and hollering at the police, and she was like, "I lost my brother to this. Like I seen it with my own eyes." She was angry in the way that she was talking about it. And it's like, can you imagine? Like, come on, like
Yeah.
that's a lot.
Yeah. So I don't feel bad because of what happened as a result of protest.
Hmm.
The issue is what caused the protest, and that's where our minds need to stay focused on.
Right.
Period.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I'm also curious because I like to get your opinion on these things so we could talk about it because I don't think we really sat and talked about this until we started recording this episode. But do you think our voices are being heard the right way? Like we're demanding these things to make change. Do you think they're being heard correctly?
Um, Something we briefly talked about with this whole thing is like they not really giving us what we asking for. Like,
Mm,
yeah, there are changes and everything. Like I
yeah.
feel like our voices are being like, okay, I feel like not being heard. I feel like we're being listened to, and that we're grabbing people's attention. I see that certain things are changing in the world with corporations, but I honestly feel like corporations aren't changing things because they know majority of their consumers are black people, and they don't. It's all about the business, all about the money. Like, because black people just didn't come out yesterday, so
Period.
y'all out here talking about, oh, y'all changing Aunt Jemima stuff, or oh, fashion over stands with black people, oh, y'all been stealing our culture for so many years. Y'all know we just didn't come out yesterday, so why all of a sudden? So was y'all not standing with black people before?
Yeah.
Like now y'all have to declare that y'all standing with black people, and it's very
Yeah.
frustrating. Like y'all using this as a way to push our product. It's very frustrating. And then on top of that, like I see that they not giving us what we asking for. Like
Yeah.
y'all changing the name of Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben, and y'all taking down statues. But this all started with us requesting
Well,
that
they're
you
not
charge the
taking down
murderers.
statues. They're not taking down statues. People are taking down the statues.
Well, yeah, people
And
are
this
taking down statues, yeah.
and the
But like,
people that have the ability to take down the statues are still trying to justify if the statues should be able to stay up or not.
yeah,
So,
a lot of things they saying that they getting rid of, like a lot of like a lot of white people stepping down from black TV roles and all stuff. Like we didn't ask for that. Like, all right, we cool. Like the person that do the voice of Cleveland Brown. Like come on
yeah.
now. Like we didn't ask you to step down. Like
Thank you.
we asked for you to charge the murderers
No, no,
of
no.
George Floyd.
You know what frustrates me about that? Yes, thank you for waking up and doing these things. Thank you for realizing that a black person should play a black character. Thank you for realizing that you should have foundation that fits different shades of black, right? But why is it's 2020? Why are you just now realizing that these are things that you shouldn't have done before?
Mm-hmm.
That's the part that's confusing to me.
It's not
It's
that they.
like,
It's not that.
mhm.
It's not that they just now realizing it. It's just that now we're forcing their hands to actually change something about their businesses.
And
Like,
that's the
because I
thing.
know certain makeup companies that didn't have all shades, like as a Fenty, and like they see their competitors, like they see the people that do have all shades, but they choose not to have all shades. Like they know black people exist, like, but they choose to not have it because what, they don't care. But now that the light is being shined on them, and they're like, oh, Anastasia Beverly Hills didn't say anything. Oh, Fashion Nova didn't say anything. So now they forced to say something just to keep their black consumers. Like,
But
and
it's
then
not
on
even
top,
about being forced to say something because
now
there's
they see it
people
as
that
being
didn't
forced
even.
to say something.
Yeah, but I don't think it's not like we were looking at everyone that made a change. They saw,
Right.
okay, something is going on with black people right now, and black people are experiencing injustices. How many years we've been experiencing injustice? That's another conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're saying, oh, this is huge. All these black people are upset because they're not being treated fairly. What can we do as a company to now change that?
Mm-hmm.
To now change that. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy that now a lot of people that didn't think about it before are making changes, but it's just personally it's frustrating that it's happening today.
Yeah.
It's like,
Now, yeah, definitely. Like, I appreciate like the companies, like it's appreciated, big on appreciated that they're acknowledging how we're oppressed, and they're acknowledging the injustices and stuff like that, because that's who people really care about. Like the
yeah,
corporations, that's who have a platform. Like, so people that constantly wear Nike, they might have people that are white supremacists that are supporters, and they might bring it to their attention. Like, no, we don't. Come on, like we stand with Black lives. Like a lot of
yeah,
big name companies lost a lot of money too, because they said they stood with Black people. So you have a bunch of racist people that say they no longer support that.
yeah,
Um, but my thing is, they still ain't do what we asked for. Like y'all using, I see it as a way of distracting us from what we really asking for. Like y'all would rather lose millions of dollars and like have the U.S. lose millions of dollars rather than just do what we asked for. Like,
yeah. Like people are asking for accountability, at least
mhm.
that there is some type of accountability law or bill that it is placed on police officers, at least. Like it's.
Yeah, no, but like even with the law that was passed with Breonna Taylor with the no knock warrants and stuff like that. Like, how'd you guys pass a law in the name of Breonna Taylor, knowing damn well what happened to her was wrong, but still
And
didn't
didn't.
charge the officers that y'all made the law for?
Did
Like,
not.
how does that make sense? They really think
Exactly.
we, like, they playing us like animals, bro. Like, it's wild.
Yeah, and like didn't do anything to hold them accountable. Nothing. Like it's just frustrating to this point that even with everything going on, there's no type of accountability being held against these police officers in Breonna Taylor's case.
And it
And it,
makes it worse because she's a woman too, and a lot of times they get pushed down last. Like, let's talk about that. Like
mm,
how a lot of injustices are, Black women are being killed by police officers too. Like, but they that just gets brushed under the rug faster or whatever. Like, and then too, like, we don't it don't really be it's not really brought to our attention what really happens to our Black women is they fight harder. I feel like in some instances they may fight harder for the men. Like,
mm,
because Breonna Taylor happened so long ago. Like, and I watched an interview with her mom saying like she's been fighting for so long, and it feels so good that she's no longer alone, that people are fighting for with her. Like, is wild.
yeah.
It was so, and even with Sandra Bland, like Sandra Bland pretty much almost got swept under the rug really really fast. And then on top of that is like, come on now, like y'all these like, just give us what we asking for. Like, I still can't believe that. Like, come on. Like, I just sat back one day and I'm like, yo, okay, they doing all these wonderful things. Like, yes, like Black Lives Matter and all this other stuff, but it's like, can get charged. The people that need to be charged, can you make an example out of these people, like how y'all like to make an example out of black men?
Right.
Like, make an example out of these people and say, okay, if you kill people, if you wrongfully convict people, if you kill people,
Period.
period, kill our black people wrongfully, this is what happens. Like, why you can't just use Derek Chauvin as the example? Like, why y'all gotta put up such a fight to protect this man? Like, come
Yeah.
on now.
Like, why did we have to say, we all saw what happened? We all know
Yeah,
what
like, we're not
happened. So
protected. They're protected.
why do we have to say, oh, hey, police, this is wrong, do something about it? Like, why did it had to get to that point? It had, like, it should have, something should have been done about it before it got to that point, honestly.
Mhm. Is a lot. It's just like, damn, like, y'all see it. Like, when I really really understand when people say the system is broken, it's the whole damn system. Like, it really is. Like, it's
Yeah.
not that hard to just convict somebody and hold somebody accountable for what they did. Like, they be quick to hold us accountable for what we did. Like, I heard about Breonna Taylor's boyfriend was charged for shooting at the police officer when
Yeah.
they barged in they unannounced. They barged in unannounced, shot the girl. What? How many times? I don't want to say a wrong number, but they shot her.
8.
Shot her a good, like, they shot her
8.
eight times. But
They
any
shot in a
man,
house 20 or 20 more
they
than
shot,
20
yeah, they
times.
shot 20 rounds. They shot her 8 times. Like, any man that has his woman or has a gun to protect their significant other, mind you, his gun was registered to protect your household. Somebody comes in unannounced and you hearing gunshots, you're gonna shoot out. You're gonna shoot out. So how he was? They put his ass in custody, had him in jail for more than 24 hours,
And they're
had
having
him
a
go to court
trial.
and
They had a
had him
trial
go to
in his
trial. Yes,
situation.
had him go to trial in that short amount of time, Miriam. But didn't have the police officers. The police officers were able to go home and lay their head on a pillow, man. He couldn't even attend the funeral because he was in police custody.
Mm.
He could not even attend the funeral. Like, that's ridiculous. So y'all knew it was wrong. Y'all knew the situation was wrong. It's just that y'all overuse y'all power. Like,
But you know what this shows? This just shows that we have a lot more to do. It's not over. We have a
Mhm,
lot more to do. Like right now and moving forward, we're fighting. We're going to keep fighting for the people that we're fighting for now, and we got to keep fighting for the people so that there won't be people that are in the situation that the people that we're fighting for now are in.
mhm. Right.
And I think it's important for us to, as our generation, young, I think too is very important. You, us as youth, um has to have to be the ones to continue this because we are the ones that's coming up next. And
Mhm,
we have to continue to have these conversations about what can we do? What should we be doing?
mhm.
Um to keep these conversations going and not get distracted and lose sight.
And I think that's what makes the protest this year, 2020, so powerful, because this generation is very powerful, and we were all able to come together and stand out
Yeah.
and really fight for our rights. Like, think about it. A lot of youth came out.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of youth came out.
Yeah.
So that really brought, that was really like something I noticed. And we're so powerful. Like, is wow. And honestly, if you ask me, as a generation, I think we should go on full on segregation. Like, I think we
What?
do. Like, let's just segregate. Let's just do our own thing. Like,
I
cause
don't.
I'm ready to move to Akon City because I don't got time for this. Like, say
That's
no,
the
no. We still gotta keep fighting. No, seriously
Yeah,
though.
yeah, we do. And I think one of, or some of the important things that we need to focus on is continue to have these conversations with each other, continue to teach each other, also educate yourself, learn more about what's going on now, what happened in the past, and what's going on now. and what things that are going on now can affect the future. Like, we need to
Right.
continue to have these conversations. We need to continue to find out ways to make an impact. Teach each other
Mm-hmm.
and teach yourself. Teach yourself too. Don't
Right.
be afraid to get more information about any and everything because
Educate yourself and your peers.
yeah, because nobody can take that from you.
Right, right.
No one can take that
And
from
I
you.
and I feel like this is something that's like we keep the same energy, yo. Like a lot of things could change. Like, cause we're
Definitely.
so powerful. Like I was really sitting back one day. I forgot what happened. They charged the people of like the Ahmaud Arbery, people that killed Ahmaud Arbery.
Mhm.
And I was just sitting back like this is like really the first time. Cause I thought about how George Zimmerman was just a regular behind guy and he got away with the murder of Trayvon Martin.
Mhm.
And these people are just regular ass people that got away with the murder of, well, almost got away with the murder of Ahmaud Arbery. And I just sat back and I'm like, yo, we really some powerful behind people. Like they're scared because it's not like they don't see how powerful we are. They see it.
But
That's why
not
they're doing the things. That's why they're doing the things that they're doing.
yeah,
So I feel like us as a youth, us as a community, we should stick together, keep fighting a good fight, and
make
just
them
keep the
think twice.
conversation going and don't forget why we started this. Like,
Yes, don't lose sight. Don't lose
yeah,
sight. There's no if this would have happened, it would be different. If this would have happened, it would be different. No. If it shouldn't have happened, it shouldn't have happened.
yeah.
Period.
And it's upsetting that we gotta have a real hate. I got a deep hate for police, and it's upsetting because I don't want to have to hate police, but it's like
No
that's
one
just,
wants to. But
but that's just how I feel. Like we all supposed to be here to protect. Like niggas, don't you can't get call the police. Like they need a don't they have like a law somewhere where like you call the police on the police or something like that?
I have no clue.
I don't
I'm not
know.
going to
That's
speak
how,
on it because
yo.
I didn't do no research.
I was watching the video of Rashard Brooks, right?
Mhm.
And something I thought about. I was like, this man panicked, especially with everything that's going on. One, he's
I thought about that too.
one, he's intoxicated. Two, he's like, if I stay with them, what they gonna do to me? If the way they was already pressing up on this man, and then he's like, my only way to get out. I think he had like, he's like, my only way to get out is to run right now or to protect myself. So this is what he's going to do. Like, cause, and then I also saw a video of another boy. He was like driving and the police started beating him. And he's
Mm.
like, I don't know what it was his girlfriend recording. And they started beating him so bad, but he was able to like put his foot on the gas and like drive away or whatever. And he's like, oh my God, if I stay here, they're going to kill me. They're going to kill me. He's like, I can't call the police on the police. Like, what are we supposed to do? He's like, keep going. Cause if you stop, they're going to kill us. Like
God.
we're scared. Like we can't, like, what are we supposed to do? So then we all see that as us restraining or rebelling. Like niggas is scared. Like,
Yeah.
come on now.
And we shouldn't, and we don't want to have to be scared. We
Yeah.
don't want to be scared. So this is why you got to hear us constantly remind you that Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm. And then you see white people with machetes facing a police officer. Like, do that.
And then people still talk about, oh, it's just because there's different type of situations.
He
No,
was he was schizophrenic. They wouldn't care if the black person was schizophrenic or not.
hell no, hell no.
They, oh, he was intoxicated. Y'all didn't care if Rashard Brooks was intoxicated or not.
But yeah, we just got to keep the conversation going. Don't lose sight.
Yeah.
Continue to educate yourself and the people around you, as well as the generations to come.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to keep this conversation going. If you want to keep the conversation going with us, if you just want to reach out to us, we can talk some more, have some questions, bring up some questions. You can reach out to us on We the First Podcast _ on Instagram. And we also have our email box where you can send us suggestions and questions and ideas, or if you just want to continue this conversation or any other conversations that we've had, you can email us at wethefirstpodcast@gmail.com. We're also going to provide a link in our Instagram bio of ways that you can keep the conversation going, ways that you can contribute to all of the things that are going on in the world right now.
And also petitions as well. Signing the petition is so easy, guys. Just sign that petition. A petition
Yeah.
can change so many things. People don't understand how powerful petitions are.
So, yeah, if you don't know where you can contribute to, we're just going to put some trusted links and petitions of things that you can even learn from in our bios on Instagram so that you can keep the conversation going for yourself and other people around you.
Yes, and I want you guys to always, always, always remember that we're more powerful together than we are separate. And we really all we have, and that we're all we need. We're super, super powerful, and let's be hopeful and continue praying and keep fighting because change is coming. And we not letting up at all. Like, we gonna keep fighting the good fight.
Yes. Yes.
Should I start singing?
No,
Don't
please. Please.
you?
Anna. Hey.
I
Oh
think
my
this is
God.
so good. Like, I've been so emotional and so overwhelmed with everything that's going on. I feel kind of like I feel a little better
Talking
talking
about
about it
it.
right now.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you guys for listening. We appreciate all your support, and I hope you enjoyed this conversation. And I hope you guys stay healthy, stay peaceful, take care of yourself. And this is Miriam.
And this is Effie, and
And
you
this
tuned into We the First Podcast.